Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here, back again with another video. So today's video, we're gonna have to get into it. We're gonna have to clown Chris Canty for a little bit. Now, I don't know if everybody has seen the footage. I don't even know what ESPN show it was on, but I do know Chris Canty, former NFL player, former Super Bowl champion, played for the Cowboys and the Giants, I believe. This guy, and this is kind of the thing with the sports media. This is kind of the thing with the players. It always seems like the guys who are the most controversial or have, the hottest takes, no matter how good or bad they were during their NFL careers, they will always find jobs in the media because they put things out that people are going to react to, right? And it doesn't have to be, the truth per se. All they have to do is put something out that is going to, make people say, hey, what is going on with that? That seems like some BS or whatever. And this is one of the situations that is happening right now. So Chris Canty, formerly of FS1, he's at ESPN now. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a very, very long time. So, I don't know how credible he is, as far as his takes right now. He seems like he might just be trying to get back on TV, but another topic for another day. So basically, Chris Canty comes out and says, he gives his list of the top 5 most overrated players in the NFL. Number 1, he had Dak Prescott. Number 2, I think he had Saquon Barkley. Number 3 was Christian McCaffrey. Number 4 was Khalil Mack, and then number 5 was Derwin James. Now, obviously, this is involving, 2 LA Chargers players. So, of course, I'm going to cover this. But even without, the Charger players involved, this list is very... I can't even really think of a word. It's very attention seeking. So this whole entire list is kind of, I don't know. It seems like he's trying to create some buzz for himself. And becoming a hot take guy is always going to get you a seat at the table, right? No matter what show, no matter what network, being a hot take guy is always going to get you a seat because you're going to generate ratings just based off of some of the stupid and asinine things that you say. But it's sad that former NFL players have to fall into this, but it happens. So to address Chris Canty's list, right? Number 1, Dak Prescott. I don't believe Dak Prescott's overrated because I don't think that he is all that great. If you feel that Dak Prescott is overrated, then you feel like he should be better than what he is now. I mean, he was, a 4th-round pick coming out of Mississippi State. He didn't play in a pro-style system, right? He had to come in and he had to develop. He's had a pretty damn good career so far, and up until this point, he's had a pretty damn career, and I think he's overachieved. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's overachieved because I just didn't expect a whole lot from Dak Prescott coming into the league. Now, if you are a Cowboy fan, maybe you feel like Dak Prescott is not at a level that he should be at, but I feel like he is. Like, he's where he should be. And what else are you really expecting from him? He's a guy, he's not the biggest guy, he's not the fastest guy, he's not the most athletic. He doesn't have the biggest arm, but he still puts up, really good numbers. The team competes, right? And they made the playoffs last year, so I don't understand where the Dak Prescott thing comes from. I don't think he's all that great to begin with. He's obviously not a top 5 quarterback in the league. To me, he's not a top 10 quarterback, so I really don't understand that. Number 2, I think he said was Saquon Barkley. I guess you can say that he's overrated. To me, I don't think he's overrated because, again, I don't think that he is that good right now. Obviously the injury played a very, very huge part in him really underachieving, right? But coming out of college, this guy was crazy, man. He was crazy. He was different. And, his rookie season in the league, he was very good as well, too. So he's a guy that can produce at a very high level. But the injury is definitely a big, big factor in what he is now, right? And, you've seen all the stories, you've heard all of the talk coming from the Giants and all that stuff. The new coach, Brian Daboll, is trying to get him back to, being his former self. But, at this point, being a running back in the NFL, there's so much wear and tear on your body. And, the lower extremity injuries are some of the worst ones that you can have as a running back. You have to plant your foot in the ground. You have to do a whole bunch of, different things using your lower extremities, right? Pretty much every play, right? You're getting tackled. If you're picking up blitz, you got leverage and all that stuff. So if you have a knee injury, ankle injury, serious foot injury, it really does put your career in jeopardy, especially if you're an elite player. So, I can kind of agree that he is overrated, but again, I think a lot of it is due to injury, and he's been on a very bad team, since he came into the league. So I honestly don't fault him all that much. But I guess maybe him being overrated on the overrated list is warranted. Number 3, Christian McCaffrey. Again, it's kind of the same thing with him as well too. I really don't think he's overrated because he's been very good. He's been very, very good since he's come into the league. He has been a guy, running, catching the ball out of the backfield. He's been elite at that. Again, he is another guy that suffered injuries, and I don't think his injuries have been as serious as Saquon, right? The knee injury and having an operation and all of that stuff. I don't think that he is there at that point, but I do think that the injuries have taken a toll on his body, and I think that he's starting to show it, right? And again, man, the running back position is just so much wear and tear on your body. He's been a guy that has, had some really, really good seasons, and he's had some very good games. Playing with Cam Newton in Carolina for all those years, catching the ball out of the backfield, it's taking a toll. All of the touches are taking a toll on his body. And, he wasn't the biggest guy to begin with, right? I think he came out of college, 5'10", 200 pounds, 205 pounds, something like that. His career to this point has been really good for a guy who's not, a huge bruising type of running back. So I don't believe that he is overrated, at all. Again, injuries. Carolina, they have not been, very good the past, 2 to 3 seasons or whatever it is. He's pretty much been, the only consistent weapon for them during that time. So, again, he's not in the best situation as far as team success goes and as far as winning goes, but he's been really, really good. And, if you play fantasy football and all of that stuff, he's a guy that gets taken early in the draft. He gets a lot of touches, he gets a lot of yards, and he scores a lot of touchdowns. So, I don't think that he's overrated. I do think that he is he's either due for a comeback year or, his best years are behind him at this point. But only time will tell. Again, I just don't think that he's overrated. He's been very, very good in his career. Very, very good. Now, we get to the meat and potatoes of this video, right? Khalil Mack, they're both on Chris Canty's overrated list. Now, it is just, to me, that's some of the most egregious stuff that you can put on a network, right? Having both of these guys be on a list as far as being overrated, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. They are, both of these guys. Now, Khalil Mack, I know for sure, right? When Khalil Mack hangs it up, he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. Khalil Mack is going to be a Hall of Famer, right? And now, at this point right now in his career, he was injured last year. I did the video on him not too long ago. He was injured last year, but he still produced in his, injury-filled season. He was still able to produce in the games that he played in. Not in the best situation to win and have team success, especially last year with the Bears. They had a rookie quarterback. They were pretty much going the entire year with the lame duck head coach. Nobody knew what was going on as far as the coaching situation, as far as the front office situation as well, too. Just a bad situation in general. But Khalil Mack did, the games that he played in last season, he did produce. Now, he just missed a lot of games because of injury. But, hey, it is what it is, right? It does not make him overrated because he did what he got paid to do. And that is produce, right? Get sacks, tackles for losses, forced fumbles. He did all of that stuff in the games that he played last year. I believe he only played 6 games last year. So to call a guy who only played 6 games last year and still had, a sack a game or whatever it is, to call that overrated is crazy to me. And again, Khalil Mack will be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. So that's for sure. Now, Derwin James, to call a guy who is the heart and soul of a defense as a safety overrated is just ridiculous to me. I don't know if Chris Canty knows, but Derwin James was the guy who wore the green dot on his helmet last year. He called the defense for the Chargers, right? Now, we all know that the Chargers defense wasn't great. to have a safety come in and be able to call the defense, get guys in place, right? Get guys lined up, pre-snap and all of that stuff. Derwin James lined up at so many positions last year, right? He lined up at both safety positions. He lined up in the slot. He lined up at corner a few times. He lined up at outside linebacker. He lined up in the middle, at middle linebacker. He lined up on the edge in like the wide nine, as a defensive end. He did all of this stuff last year, and he played phenomenal football. He's been a good leader, very, very good leader since he's entered the NFL. And now that he had a relatively healthy season last year, you can only expect more good things from Derwin James. There's no overrated, quality to Derwin James's game. He can do everything at the safety position, right? He can cover tight ends, right? He can come up and give run support. He can play the run. He can do everything that you want a safety to do. He can do everything that a safety is expected to do, plus more. Plus, he is a great leader, right? He's a great teammate, and guys want to be around him. Guys want to come to the Chargers to play with Derwin James. They see his magnetism, right? His leadership. Guys are willing to come to the Chargers to play with the Derwin James. So to call Derwin James overrated, right? It seems like you're getting attention. You're trying to get attention. Excuse me. You are trying to get attention. You're trying to say, hey, look at me, right? It's akin to the kid on the playground who, pulls his pants down and shows the playground his dingling, right? He wants people to look at him. He wants attention. And that's what this seems to be like. To say that both of these guys are overrated is just ridiculous, because when you look at respective positions, right? Derwin James, safety, Khalil Mack, outside linebacker / defensive end. Both of these guys do everything that's required of them at their positions, and they do it at a high level. I just went over what Derwin James does at a high level at his safety position. Khalil Mack, in the video that I did about Khalil Mack just, a month ago or whatever it was, Khalil Mack not only gets sacks, but he is one of the best players at his position, right? When it comes to playing the run. He plays the run just as well as he rushes the passer. He's a complete defensive end / outside linebacker, whatever it is you want to call him. Khalil Mack is complete at that position. And there are not a lot of guys in the league who can do what he does. And, he's been doing it since he stepped foot in the NFL. To mention Khalil Mack and Derwin James in the overrated category, again, you are looking for attention. And I'm giving you some attention today, Mr. Canty, because this is just ridiculous, man. When is the media going to, the sports media, when are they going to grow a pair? Put guys on and put conversation on that is productive in the manner of, talking about what's going on today, right? And not just having the look at me moments, right? When are you going to put things of substance on TV? There's nothing of substance on TV when it comes to the sports media. It's all of it is just conjecture and BS. That's really all it is. So for guys to come on TV and to be able to get this type of negativity and to be able to get this type of stuff off is just crazy. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's why I do not watch any of this stuff. And that's why I said a long time ago, that's part of the reason why I started this channel, because I wanted to come on here and refute the stuff that I seen on ESPN, the stuff that I seen on FS1. These guys, and that's the thing with the personalities on these networks. They will, pull up, early in the morning for their shows, say the most asinine things, and then these networks are pretty much the electricity behind what these guys say. They put it out there, right? They retweet their comments on their social media pages, right? They'll repost it. They'll put things out to get people to not only believe what they say, but to latch onto it as well, too, and to be able to wait for more, right? Wait for more highly opinionated stuff that is not rooted in fact, or, it's not based in any truth. That is what they do. And again, that's why I started this channel, because a lot of this stuff is BS. This is BS. This list is BS. I don't know who I would put on my overrated list, but it wouldn't be, damn sure wouldn't be Khalil Mack or Derwin James. It's just not a intelligent take, especially by a former football player. But again, this is the road that they want to go down, and it is what it is at this point. At this point, I'm just really immune to it. But when it comes to things like this, I will come on here and I will refute, you know, some of the stupid stuff that I hear. And I will keep doing it. And, you know, until, you know, these networks have just a just a little tiny bit of integrity. And, you know, like I said, put people on who can, you know, have constructive conversations without, you know, having to resort to the hot take nonsense. And that's pretty much where the sports media is now, right? You're either a hot take artist or, you know, you are not in the sports media. So it's stupid. It sucks. But I mean, I would implore you guys, you know, it's your life. Do what you want. But if you watch ESPN, if you watch FS1, if you watch any other sports network that has guys who are just opinionated and just give, you know, all of these blanket statements, just take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. You know, do your own research because the stuff is out there, right? And, you know, you can look things up to see if a guy's a good football player or not. You don't need Chris Canty to come on ESPN and tell you who is a good football player, who's overrated, so on and so forth. So all of the stuff is out there for everybody to make their own decisions. This type of stuff is just entertainment. And like I said, it's just attention seeking. So at this point, that's really all it is. And, you know, that's all I have for this one. I just wanted to come on here and refute what Chris Canty was saying because I thought it was stupid. And I thought it was asinine and I thought it was unnecessary. But again, he's a guy who he's not on TV anymore. And he probably needs a job right now. So that's really all this is. He needs a job and, you know, with takes like this, ESPN will be hiring him and giving him a contract for sure. So, you know, I guess congrats to him. But, you know, it's, you know, the sellout method. But it works. It's still working now. So, but we'll see what happens going forward. We'll see if there's any more crazy takes that I'm going to be reacting to. But that's all I got for this one, guys. I wanted to thank you so much for the support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to like the video on your way out as well, too. That's all I got for this one, guys. I will see you guys again tomorrow. And until next time.